problems with this. What it needs is for somebody just to come in, or you know, be doing something over here and just bang into that and damage themselves, or a kid just to like and hurt themselves. So I'm not quite sure how that's not a health and safety hazard. These corners that are left are very sharp. This one in particular is really sharp. I just touched that then. Just about cut myself. It almost seems wonky, but maybe it's not. Yep, we need wires down to there, but it goes straight into a solar generator, so it doesn't need all this coming along here. The solar generator was in, and it was also talked about during the consultation process. I didn't have much of a consultation process, but this was definitely not mentioned. I was asking, you know, shall I get done with you, or shall I get done somewhere closer? And it would have been really good during the consultation process saying, well, you might as well have it done somewhere closer, because we're not going to finish it off. We're going to leave dangerous nails. Headboards I've had to take off because they keep sliding around, and they're very heavy, and they need sanding. So again, that's another health and safety, leaving loads of splinters. Maybe it's because I work for other organisations that are more top on security, but we would never do that. We would like be really careful. Window, there you go, that's it. I've tried cleaning it. It doesn't clean. That's a little mark on the window. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, not great. We just received it. I've also got the damage on here as well. The dents on there. That there, it doesn't really matter too much, but like when you're paying that much amount of money for it to be done. In some ways it's like really great, you know, look how lovely that is, that great quality. That roof looks amazing. Hopefully there isn't any metal filings in it. I've tried to clean everything. Like, you know, the metal filings was on there, and then it got put down on there during the showing. But yeah, look, you know, the quality here is just like, that's really lovely. That's really lovely, you know. I'm not asking for conversion, just like things to be safe. I put this on now to protect it, a little bit of polystyrene, but that's not ideal. So really, like in the consultation process, I needed to be told this before we even started. This is what would happen, you know. I needed to be told that. I need to explain that. And then the bed boards, I was not told, because I don't know if I'd have chosen the bed boards. They're heavy, they're sliding about, could have caused an accident on the way back because they're sliding. There was just a huge bang the way they were left. I was not once asked about what I wanted to do for the bed or the bed boards at all. And I did ask for a tinted window, and so this is smoking tinted. How come I can easily see that through the window? It's supposed to be like tinted for help for privacy. Mesh windows, you weren't told about them. It's just like basic. Okay, this is what it is. Are you happy with this? There's going to be 2 mesh windows on the side, so you're not going to be able to open them unless you want fresh air. Great for fresh air, but you know, if you just want light, you can't have it. I needed to be told. Oh, it's not going to be finished. There's going to be dangerous screws there. Like if somebody just comes along here and just goes bang. You know, hopefully they wouldn't. You've got this. But you know, still, you know, someone's got kids or something. Oh, it's going to be sharp. This is not too bad. It's a bit sharp, not too bad. But that other one is really sharp. So you can have sharp bits, so you can't have kids in it. So basically, you can get it done with us, but then you're going to have to wait until somebody can help you, or you can do it yourself to finish it off, to make it safe. It's basic, really. Surely, I could have been told that when I was booking through a proper consultation. So I don't know whether there was some kind of mistake, that you thought I'd been consulted properly when I hadn't. I really don't know, but yeah, you can send me evidence if you want, if I've had some strange kind of memory blackout or something like that. You can send that me if you like, but I'd be very surprised, because that is something I would think about. I wouldn't be like snap decision. I would spend time, oh, what's better, boards or this other one? You know, how to do it, or what's better, you know, leaving this in and getting it done maybe a bit earlier, or waiting and getting it all done. You know, that wouldn't be a snap decision. That would have been a decision to take time over. So surely I would remember that. So if you can send me any evidence that I had a full consultation and all this was done. I don't know whether you're getting me confused with somebody else or what, but yeah, it's a lot of money. It's just like, if this was less money, it'd be like, okay, you know, but this is a lot of money and it was a lot of time for it to be done. Just needed a, you know, proper consultation. Let me know exactly what was happening, what I was getting. Yes, I should have asked more questions, but like when you're new to it, it's like, how do you know which questions to ask? You don't really know. So yeah, have it done. I really appreciate having it done. I really appreciate, you know, it's like, wow, it's wonderful. It's got more of a, you know, like some things are greater, you know, it's got more of a height than I expected. It's, you know, in some ways it's absolutely wonderful, but it's like, it's incurring extra expense than what I was expected, or you know, what I was made aware of, and I really ought to be made aware of it. And then also to say, oh well, you accepted it, so then, you know, I'm sure there's something about trading standards that, you know, just because you pick something up or you get something delivered and you've accepted it, that, you know, that all of a sudden you can't, you know, you accept that as totally okay. Because I didn't know to check under here. For some reason I didn't notice it. I suppose we went, when I was being shown, we went straight into here, and looking at that, we didn't look at the underneath at all. I wasn't shown the underneath. We just went straight to the top, and looking at that, that's when I saw the dent. We didn't see the PVC window, otherwise I could have shown you that then. And I didn't check out the sharp corners. I could have done that, I suppose, but I didn't really think. I was just quite surprised. And the bedboards, well, yeah, maybe I should have said something, but I didn't know. I don't know, it's a bit much to ask somebody that's like not an expert in this field to suddenly know everything, single thing to look for. You know, I was asking about this because I was a bit surprised to have those kind of gaps, but then you were saying, oh, that's all sealed anyway, so I did ask about that. So it's like, in one way, oh, amazing, wonderful dream, but another way it's like, I paid too much, really. I paid too much, you know, for like I'm gonna have to pay somebody, goodness knows how much to do that, because I don't think I can do that myself. I did tell you that I was converting it myself. And then, yeah, like to leave the black thing on here, so like that you could probably get away with, somebody probably wouldn't bump their head on it. You know, if you'd done it a bit more slower perhaps, you could like even got everything in there. But then that side not, it's like, and then you didn't give me this back, so you took it off me, but then didn't give it back. Like, ow. So you didn't, and then you didn't give it me back, so I didn't have a choice. Like, oh, I could have put that on, and at least that would have been some kind of protection. Not great, especially with like some kids, is probably not a good idea, I suppose. Anyway, but it's like, have the choice. And what's happened to that black thing? Did it just get thrown away? You know, what's happened? Why is there one on one side and not the other? Anything else? You know, in bedboards, I suppose, doesn't matter too much because we're not going to be using them that much, but it's just like, it'd be nice to have the option and have all those choices. So some things happened, some things failed in the consultation process and the awareness, and then we just got a couple of little problems. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do, what you want to suggest, or if you just say, oh, that's it. It's like tough luck. I don't know what my consumer rights are when it comes to PopTop roofs. Yeah, and then luckily, like, it wasn't even suggested that I try put it down, but like luckily I did think of doing that, and I was like, oh, you know, look, I'm just so glad I did, because otherwise I'd have driven away, because you showed me how to do it up and down, but you didn't say, oh, okay, you never go see if you can work it. Now that would have been a good idea as well. Luckily I did think of that, so I had a go of it to see if I could do it, and I couldn't, so luckily that was able to be worked out, and seeing that I can do it now. Just throw that bit of gas let out. So there's just loads of things you could improve really, really, really easily. And there was something else as well, but luckily that somebody else had told me. I think maybe it might have been this, to make sure that's all in properly, carefully before you put it down. There was also, like, you forgot to tell me that this needs to be pulled really tight when you're driving, and then loosened when you're not. But luckily the person that came to help the gas out told me. Then you told me afterwards, but I think if I hadn't said about the gas, I think we would have just gone off and you probably wouldn't have told me, because by then everything had been shown round, but it was just like the gas, you know, it was just thing at the end at the gas. So I don't know whether he reminded you to tell me or what, but so I wasn't told that. So it's just like little things that could just be improved quite easy, I think.